Boston and Ottawa. Let's do this. Now, full disclosure here, I am sick. Starting to get sick, already feeling pretty shitty, so I'm not sure what my energy level will be at, but I'm still determined to do this because I'm honestly eager to see what's going to happen. Now, the lineups, slight changes. Noah Gregor is going to get back in on the fourth line. Taratukin has been sent down. So the new third line will be Guryanov, Sasha, and Senyshyn. Strome with Gregor and Tufte. Hoping that Nolan Patrick can rebound here. Tyler Seguin on 9 points will obviously stay on the top line. And as we get a look at the Ottawa Senators, this idea was raised as they have a 96 offense, 95 defense, and 89 goaltending. This idea was raised in the comments section at the end of the last episode that after this season, we should kind of do like a mini rebuild and blow it up. And honestly, I kind of agree with that. So maybe, trade Seguin, Skinner, Little, and those would be the big three offensively, but Yossi and Hamilton defensively, Tuukka Rask, and really try to let a lot of guys develop because we already have some solid prospects. And then, of course, it will get to the point where we are already where we have to consistently decide, do we want to keep this person or this person, and then we trade the other one for second-round picks. But before we even think about that, we have a cup to win. It's year 5. It's our year. I am determined that that will be the case. But as we get a look at the Senators, here is their top line. Bobby Ryan with 5 points. He was a -5 in that first round. Of course, they went to 7 games against the Habs. Had to double-check, but I remembered halfway through double-checking. Derek Brassard, 2 goals so far, also a -5, and a Mark Stone. 3 helpers, but a -7. And again, I say this every time. Is it the most impressive point totals from that top line? No. But that doesn't mean like, oh, sweet, they're playing bad and we're going to run all over them. If they turn it around and they start playing well, we could be in trouble. Second line, you have Mike Hoffman with 4 points, Pajot with 4 points, and 3 points for Curtis Lazar, who despite only being high top 9, is up to an 88 overall. Not too bad at all. Third line, Jesus Christ, you already know. Oh, you already know how this one's going to go, don't you? Ryan Spooner, no points in the first round. He was a +2. He's going to get a hat trick a game in this round. They have Logan Brown, low elite, 1 goal so far. And Zach Parise, surprisingly there, he had 5 points as well in the first round. Fourth line, Ron Doyle, 25th overall pick from 2018. Not too bad, 4 helpers. He is with Eric Howla and Colin White. Yes, that is the Colin White, World Junior sensation. Colin White, surprisingly only up to an 84. I believe I have edited him for the future. He's at least high top 6, I believe, moving forward, but yeah, hell of a player for them. And then defensively, Jesus, it doesn't get any easier with that top pairing. Allow me to take a swig of water really quick. Because my voice is going to give out. But we are getting this done. Cody Ceci and Erik Karlsson. Ceci didn't do too much. Erik Karlsson is Erik Karlsson, for God's sake. Erik Gustafsson, of course, a former Blackhawk, I do believe. As long as that's the same Gustafsson, it should be. He's 29. Plays with Thomas Chabot. And the third pairing, Dylan Fournier. So I guess they made a trade with the Hawks. Plays with Mark Mathot on that third pairing. The goaltender. He's not a Maple Leaf anymore. Casimir Kaskisuo is their starter. A .917 save percentage. 36-year-old Marc-Andre Fleury is the backup. No injuries. 1 scratch player, Andreas Englund. So that is the Senator team, and this will not be easy. Absolutely not. We have a serious challenge on our hands when you can see an 82 overall goalie win a Stanley Cup. Someone like Kaskisuo could be difficult to beat. But let's not waste any more time. 50 wins in the regular season. The Senators against the 56-win Bruins. My voice continues to give out, but let's get this done. First period of Game 1, and Mark Mathot, of all people, gets the lone goal. Second period, and it's Nolan Patrick tying it up, a big goal for him. And we start the sim here on the third period. Another swig of water here. No power play goal, unfortunately. This is a challenge. This is a challenge. My God. Woo! I am recording this after recording an episode of Bork's Battalion. And then after this episode, there's a fantasy draft video I gotta edit, and potentially 2 other videos. My voice is gonna be shot. So, oh God. But anyway, getting back, focusing on what's happening here. We are going to overtime. We are going to OT, 37 shots to 30. Let's get this underway. Can we get a big goal from a big-time player? Ottawa with the power play were able to kill it. Still in a bit of trouble, Bobby Ryan. Bobby Ryan gets the OT winner on Rask. Those dangerous minutes after killing off a penalty. And the Sens, in somewhat of an upset, 38 saves for Kaskisuo. They win Game 1. Rask, in fairness, second star of the game. Our offense really let us down. And that might have happened because Jeff Skinner is injured. He is out with a pulled groin for about a week. That is unfortunate. So now it's either DeBrusk or Teratukin. And seeing... Oh God, I hate how it does that. It's going to be Jake DeBrusk that gets the call-up. We've seen what Teratukin can do. DeBrusk gets the chance to jump back into this lineup and make an impact. My voice is trying to quit, and I refuse. So let's see here. Let's see. I'm going to go with DeBrusk, Patrick, and Senyshyn. We're going to give Jake DeBrusk a really big chance here. Let's go with Gurianov, Little, and how's Tufty doing? Strome, Sasha. Let's go with that. Gurianov, Little, Tufty, Strome, Grigor, and Sasha. Defensively, we are still looking all right. Thankfully, we avoided that crisis situation with Chalowski. But we are now without Jeff Skinner. We are now without Jeff Skinner as we prepare for Game 2 on home ice against the Sens. And if we go back to Ottawa down 2-0 in this series, that could be trouble. And by the way, the Providence Bruins playing the Bridgeport Sound Tigers in the second round. We will see if they can continue their quest for a 3rd straight Calder Cup. But focusing on the main team, let's do this. First period of Game 2. And we get off to a good start. Stromwall, the opening goal, the lone goal of the first period on Kaskisuo. Not too bad. Second period, can we maintain that lead? We can, and we can add to it. David Pasternak with 3 minutes to go. And we have a 2-0 lead heading into the third period. Early power play for Ottawa. I was about to say we've seen 2-0 leads evaporate. I'm hoping for a little bit more insurance. Another power play for the Sens is killed off. Tuukka Rask standing on his head right now. Will it be enough to get the win? I think it will be. Tuukka Rask with a 36 save game. Jesus. I'm losing it, guys. I'm losing it. 36 save shutout in Game 2. Holy shit. I need this... Oh, I need this to be sponsored by NyQuil. What do I got to do to be sponsored by NyQuil right about now? Is an episode good enough? Do I need to start a podcast? How about a blog? NyQuil, hit me up. I need you right now. 36 saves for Rask, 2 points each for Stromwall and Pasta on the top line. And the Bruins have tied this series up at 1 game apiece. Not too bad. Now, I imagine it'll say Jeff Skinner's back. No, not yet. Wow. So we'll jump right into it. It's Game 3. No Jeff Skinner. And as it is, he won't be fully healthy until after Game 4 anyway. So we'll keep going. Can Tuukka Rask steal us this series? Despite our offense, and our defense for that matter, with how they contribute offensively, we might need Tuukka to be the difference maker. It is Game 3. It's in Ottawa, in a barn in the middle of nowhere. Let's do this. First period. And that is fantastic and interesting. Senyshyn gets the opening goal on Kaskisuo, and then 10 minutes later, Stromwall scores on Fleury. Now, that was a dominant period, 18 shots to 4. So it's nice to get out of that period without having given up a goal, which will often happen. Marc-Andre Fleury between the pipes. Very interesting. Second period, can we maintain the lead? We can do more than that. The flower is not what he used to be. Oh boy. What's that? The blooms off the rose? Should that be the name of the episode? Sasha and Tyler Seguin make it 4-0. 27 shots to 12 as we go in to the third period. And as I take another swig of water because I'm dying over here. Oh my God. Well, the good news is nothing too crazy is happening. Aside from the fact, wait a second, fuck. I was going to say, aside from the fact that Tuukka's close to a shutout, Tuukka wasn't in for that goal. Mike Hoffman scores on Sawchuk. What happened to Kaskisuo and what happened to Tuukka Rask? I've never seen both goalies get replaced. Is there going to be a long-term injury to one of them, to both of them? Is it the one-game deal? I mean, Tuukka Rask was still your third star of the game with 16 saves, so he wasn't in there for quite a while. He got pulled at the start of the third period. Oh, moment of truth. What happened to Rask? He is injured and is out until Game 6. Oh, shit. Like, we tune down the injuries, too, man. That's the thing. Do we tune down the injuries even further heading into Season 6? Or do we turn them off completely? That's what I want to know from you guys. Let me know. I'll ask it again before we get to that point. Well, then again, this could be the last episode before the off-season. We would have to have a much different approach to the off-season if we were to turn off injuries completely. We wouldn't need depth players, and that, of course, would mean that more players would be on their way out. But Tuukka Rask will miss some time. Herme, we sent him down. He wasn't great. He wasn't great when he was here. How did he do in Providence? 962 save percentage in Providence. He has absolutely earned his spot as the starter. The one thing I'm concerned about now is for the Providence Bruins, because it's going to have to be Shane Finger. He has to be the goalie to get it done. I could send down Sawchuk, but if Herme were to get injured, it would be Finger. That would end up being the backup, and that is a little bit too risky. So no Tuukka Rask and no Jeff Skinner as we head into Game 4. Injuries at the worst time. And that was probably going to be the biggest factor moving forward in both this and the fantasy draft mode. How big a factor would injuries play in ruining our title hopes? Now, of course, we know Jeff Skinner is not fully healthy. So let's do this. Game 4, Herme between the pipes. Can he get the job done? Let's find out. First period in Ottawa, and Curtis Lazar scored 48 seconds in. Not good. Outshot 15-8. That is a rough start. Second period, can we turn it around? Bobby Ryan scores. We really closed the gap on shots. We actually have the slight edge, but the goals haven't happened. No way to know if Kaskisuo is between the pipes or if it's Marc-Andre Fleury until somebody scores. As it stands right now, it's looking like we're going back to Boston for Game 5 with a tied series, unless we get some late goals here. Under 5 minutes to go. And whoever was between the pipes, it was Kaskisuo. Pasta with a late goal gave us a little bit of hope. We lost our starter. They did not. Casimir Kaskisuo again. Saved today. Herme, second star. Kaskisuo, man. The difference maker. 39 saves. And the Sens have tied this series up. Pretty damn disappointing, if I do say so myself. It's now a best of 3. Of course, we still have home ice advantage. Every series is at 2-2, with the exception of the Penguins, who have sealed their trip to the Eastern Conference Final after sweeping the Devils. Now, we need to look. How have players done? DeBrusk hasn't done a damn thing. Gregor hasn't done a damn thing. So I think it's going to be Gregor that gets the boot to make room for Jeff Skinner. So Gregor will get the boot, send him back down to Providence. We will send him back down to Providence. We will go best lines. We'll have to go over to goalies. Tuukka Rask will not play. Herme has still earned the starting job. And of course it'll be Sawchuk as his backup because we don't want to risk Rask getting injured. God damn it. I'm trying so hard to fight through to get this shit done. Point total wise, Senyshyn or Little? Let's go with Senyshyn. And then point total wise, we're going to have to go with Strome. So Gurionov, Little, Strome, Tufte, Sasha, and DeBrusk. Works for me. Defensively, the lines are good. AHL's taken care of. Let's do this. It is Game 5 on home ice. On home ice. Son of a bitch. And this series really could go any way at this point. I hope for my health and that powering through here, I hope that we win, obviously. First period of Game 5. And we get the opening goal, Stromwall on Kaskisuo. I want to say not bad. We were outshot 15-6, but we do have the lead, so that is a bittersweet first 20 minutes. Second period, Erik Haula tied it with 11 seconds to go. That's a heartbreaker, and that sets up overtime. We need to get that shot total up. We need to get pressure on Kaskisuo if we have a shot here. If there's any dead air or silence from me, I apologize, but I feel it unnecessary to point out when I'm taking a swig of water when I have to do it every 5 seconds. We are going to overtime again in this series. Let's do it. Game 5. Who will have the 3-2 lead before we go back to Ottawa for Game 6? Who's it going to be? Power play for Ottawa. We kill it. Power play for the Bruins. And oh my God. Erik Haula. Was that shorthanded? Was that a shorthanded winner for Erik Haula in overtime? It wasn't. It was not. But the Sens. 2 games have gone to overtime so far. The Sens take both of them. Hannu Herman was your first star, but a 2-goal performance from Erik Haula, who is outperforming so many players on our team. And we're now 1 game away from being eliminated. I said we'd have a challenge on our hands. I didn't think we'd be in this spot. We are down 3-2. And the series, the season, will be on the line in this next game. That is unbelievable. Sawchuk will go back down to Providence to try and help them out. And we need to take a serious look at our team here. Savon's doing all right. Carlo, I mean, that's pretty disappointing. Dougie and Yossi just haven't gotten it done. My thought process was, do we send down Carlo? We can't. Carlo has to stay. Forward-wise, could we possibly get rid of anybody that is truly underperforming? Let's take a look here. Nolan Patrick, still only 2 points. Still only 2 points. That's unreal. 3 points for Gurionov. Nothing for DeBrusk. 2 for Tufte. That's the thing, though. It's like, who do we have? Like, nobody down in the AHL is doing much better. That's the problem. That is the problem right now. This team may have just run out of steam. That may be the case. We may have just ran out of steam at the worst time. So we're going to have to go with the lines that give us the best chance to win. That give us the best chance to win. So I'm thinking Skinner, Little, and Senyshyn, most likely. Oh, shit. What the hell do we do here? What do we do? 2 points for Tufty. 3, 4. Okay. I think I have an idea. We will go with Gurionov, Patrick, and DeBrusk, Strome, Sasha, Tufty, Skinner, Little, Senyshyn. And we will have to hope for the best and hope that this works out. Oh, Nolan Patrick, though, really underperforming. And again, unexpected to get him in the first place. He was somewhat of a steal. But, yeah, I mean, despite being an 89 overall, just not getting it done. We can't waste any more time, though, mainly because my voice is going to just die at any second. It is Game 6 in Ottawa. Let's go. First period, we need to get that opening goal, and we couldn't. 13 shots to 10. Second period, still scoreless, 24 shots to 15. Third period, can we break Casimir Kaskisuo is the question. Can we kick him in the face so Fleury has to come and goal? What can we do, Senyshyn, with the opening goal? Will that be enough? Can we hold on for 2 more minutes is the question. And we can. 1 goal in Game 6, and it belongs to Zach Senyshyn. And the Bruins are not done yet. Kaskisuo, despite Rask getting a shutout, Kaskisuo is your first star of the game. What did I tell you, man? You know, some people were aggravated, like, oh, how could you have this goalie starting at an 86, an 87, an 88? Goalies on this game are weird. They're voodoo. They really are. Just like in real life. You never know what you're going to get. Box of chocolates, right? What I do know is we're going to Game 7, which is certainly not expected. We are going to Game 7. The Providence Bruins are up 3-2, and they have a chance to end it right here. So I'm going to hit play game. I want to see if the Providence Bruins have moved on, and we should find out by the ticker up top, although they lost, I'm assuming, because I don't see anything. Providence Bruins are going to Game 7 as well. God damn. The lineup stays the same. It's the lineup that won us Game 6. Game 7 against the Ottawa Senators. They have played the full 14 games so far in the postseason. Can we outlast them, is the question. First period is scoreless again, 10 shots to 4. Crazy. Second period, scoreless again, 19 shots to 9. I don't want to jinx anything. Third period, in Game 7, early power play. We can't do anything with it. Holy shit. Another power play, please. We still can't do anything with it, and Brassard scores with 10. Oh my god. Derek Brassard may have just ended it. The first goal on Rask in forever. Bobby Ryan scores, and the Ottawa Senators have upset the Boston Bruins. Cholowski tried, but that Bobby Ryan goal was the dagger. Say what you want about overalls, but 86 overall is good enough to steal someone the series. Casimir Kaskisuo wins that, make no mistake about it. He is the reason that the Ottawa Senators are moving on, and the 56 win Boston Bruins have failed. Much like the Giants, out of nowhere, the dynasty has ended. It will not be 3 cups in 5 years. And now we face an offseason that could be more interesting than originally expected if we do decide to go with the mini rebuild route, which honestly might not be a bad thing, because that way we can check out what prospects we have that are actually going to become something, because we do still have a logjam of prospects. And speaking of those prospects, will they move on against the Sound Tigers? They do. So we will keep an eye on the Baby Bees as they play the St. John's Ice Caps in round 3. They just lost Teratukin. But let's see here. They won that first game, which is nice. And then scouting-wise, we scouted every area 3 times. Let's go WHL forwards for 2 weeks. We'll do each of the forwards from the 3 leagues. The Providence Bruins have a 2-1 series lead. It's now 2 apiece. I kind of jinxed that. Game 5, they have won it, and they just lost Riley Stillman. God damn, I almost want to go through and edit the lines, but screw it. We'll just see what happens. Game 7 for the Providence Bruins against Montreal's farm team, and they blew it. They had a 2-0 series lead, and they blew it. So both teams fall short. The Providence Bruins will not be your Stanley or your Calder Cup champions for the first time in 3 seasons. Unbelievable. And both teams, when they were probably favored the most, fall short. The playoffs are a different animal. You never know what will happen. But let's take a look here. We'll go to keep ticket or set ticket prices. No, we went to keep. Well. Oh, well. The Ottawa Senators and the Ice Caps both go on to win the Stanley Cup. And thankfully, we don't have to go look at the Stanley Cup winning roster. Although we will, because I want to see what Kasky finished with. If he's not the Conn Smythe winner, I give up. He has to be. Unreal season for him. By the way, here are our playoff stats while we are here. Just a quick look. I mean, you can see who the underperforming players were. Hint, hint. Hint, hint. You could argue I should have broken up the Hamilton-Yossi pairing. And honestly, I probably should have and kind of forgot to. Just because, holy shit, am I frazzled. And holy shit, is my fucking just neck killing me. But yeah, Carlson, 15 points, led the way. Like, that's not that impressive. No doubt in my mind, Kasky won it. A 188 goals against average with a 939 save percentage. He did it. He nearly single-handedly led the Ottawa Senators to a Stanley Cup. Unbelievable. We win the President's Trophy. Turned out to be a curse. The Art Ross goes to McDavid, as well as the Hart Ty Berry wins the Norris. McDavid to Lady Byng. Calder to Velarde. Not surprised. Conn Smythe to Kasky. Cannot be surprised at all. The Vezina went to Nedeljkovic. Kind of surprising. Rask and Hermé take home the Jennings to Masterton to Logan Stanley. Kopitar to Selke again. Ted Lindsay to McDavid. And the Rocket Richard to McDavid. Did we pick up any hardware down in the AHL? We did. Vladimir Kuznetsov, the leading goal scorer, not too bad, and also somehow still technically a rookie. Wow, Sammy Vatanen was in the... What? Wow, the Ducks had Vatanen down in the AHL. Wow, he wins the Eddie Shore Award. Unreal. A couple of familiar names from prior series, but yeah, Kuznetsov takes home a little bit of hardware. And at the risk of permanently losing my voice and doing long-time damage to my vocal cords, that will do it for this one, guys. The Ottawa Senators are your Stanley Cup champions, and we have a very interesting offseason ahead of us. As always, though, if you did enjoy this episode, of course, make sure to hit that like button to help support me and my channel. Subscribe if you haven't already. Let me know your thoughts on the episode and, what we could do here in the future. And I will see you guys in the next one.